Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Please, before I start the episode, can you please subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, DBoss Networks, and you can follow me on IG, DBoss_1, DBoss Real Life Matters, or you can go to Sweet the Boss. It's not sweet like sugar. It's sweet like a hotel suite, SUITE, the boss. You can follow there. And also follow the guests that come on, because they're important too. It just takes a second. They like the comments and the likes and stuff. So just do that. But today, it's all about the film. Who's behind the films? Who's behind all these movies that's coming out? Who's behind all these different things? So today I have a person who is a writer, a director, and a producer. So with no other further ado, I introduce to you Tiffany Roberts.
Hey.
How are you? I like the outfit. I like the hair. I like everything. It's good.
Thank you. I have to keep up with you,
Or you gotta be able to keep up with your busy schedule.
I know. Tell me about it. That's why I eat the big chop of the hair. That's one less thing I have to worry about. Get up and go. Wash and wear.
Wash and go, shake and go.
Yes. Shake and go. I like that even better. Shake and go.
Because everything your hair doesn't have to be all perfect today. You know what I mean? So.
Right. You could thank COVID for that. I mean, people are just like, come as you are. Just come.
You got your mask on. You don't have to worry about if you have on lipstick or not.
Right. Just come. It doesn't matter. So I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity. I get to dress up a little bit, put a little makeup on, put a little stuff in my hair, make it stand up a little bit. Thank you.
Yes. Can you tell everybody where you're coming from, Tiffany?
Well, I live in Atlanta. Well, actually out in the suburbs in Locust Grove, Georgia, which is about 15, 20 minutes from the metro Atlanta area.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't got anybody from the Caribbean. You don't got no Caribbean. See?
No, sorry. We have a huge, but let me tell you, we have a huge Caribbean following here in Atlanta. And I know one of I'm not sure if she's still the commissioner of the Caribbean Network, or I can't remember what they call it. I think it's the commissioner of it. And her name is Chris Scott. And they do some phenomenal things. I didn't know there's a glare on my glasses. They do some phenomenal things. And when I tell you, Caribbean people know how to party. That's all I can say. When it's time for a Caribbean party, I'm there. I'm first.
You're the first one in the Air Force one in the door.
Look. So it's the Caribbean all the way. I love going to the Caribbean islands. I love networking and such loving people. You all are such loving people. I just enjoy being in that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the swimming and the ocean and the sea and
come on,
the real beach. It's not like no beach that's cloudy. It's clear water.
I can see the bottom, and I'm like, oh, there's a fish. There's really fish in there.
Sometimes you go to these places, you don't know what's in the water. Like,
right.
You can't see it, but you know something's in there.
Right, something just touched my leg. I don't know what it was.
What it is, but we're getting out.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
So, can you tell everybody what's the name of your company and what you do and what inspired you to do what you do?
Most definitely. So the name of my company is Simply Tiffany Soul LLC, or entertainment. And what inspired me is I was a singer-songwriter first in the industry, and I still love to sing. And I wrote down my bucket list of the things that I wanted to do, and one was to create my album, of course, and I did that back in 2009. I should have done more. I did an EP and then I did a full album.
Wait, you were a singer? You are a singer?
Yes, I'm a singer.
So what kind of music did you sing? Just hold on, we're backing up for this producing thing. We gonna ask about this.
Neo Soul. Neo Soul, and I have an album somewhere around here. I'll grab it in a minute.
Yes.
I have when I did my talent showcase. But anyway, so
No, we want to hear. I want to hear about it. Don't say anyways. Because people, my viewers are gonna say, "Well, DBoss, I can ask her." She says, "Anyways."
okay.
Okay.
Because I love to sing. Like that's my first love. And my album was on iTunes. It's been on for about 10, 15 years, like selling. And I think they just removed it because it's not selling as much. I said I'm going to do another search for it because I think
So what was the name of the song that you did?
The songs are it's a whole album, like Simply Me, Automatic, it's a whole bunch of this. Some risque songs. Well, one risque.
Well, give us a little taste of the singing. I want to hear.
Oh my gosh,
yes. You are
okay,
a singer. You can't lose yourself. We know haven't been did it in a while, but it's okay.
It's okay. I have my water right here. Let me just take a little sip.
All right. This is something here. This girl. She didn't tell me that, folks at home. She didn't tell me nothing about that.
Let's see. Let's start with something a little easy. Let's see. If I should stay, I would only be in your way, but I'll go, and please know I'll think of you every step of the way, and I will always love you, and I will always love you. All right, that's all I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna have to charge you. No.
Hey, boy. People gonna be saying, "What's going on here with Tiffany?"
I love it. What's going on here with you?
People at home,
I usually have an album just sitting out so I can show you, but I didn't even think about it. It's somewhere around here. I'll get up and get it in a minute. Mm-hmm. But I started out singing, songwriting, and that's what brought me to Atlanta. My sister was living here, and I was like, oh my goodness. At that time, it was the entertainment capital, of the world, basically. And so, especially for African Americans. So I moved here and I hung out at all the spots and sang. And
so who did you sing with? Huh? Who did you sing with or perform with?
Goodness. I wouldn't say like specifically work with them, but I did a lot of showcases. Jack the Rapper was here at the time. I did Yin Yang, which was Cafe 290. No, not Cafe 290. It changed its name to something else. But it was Yin Yang back in the day, and just moved around, and then I started working with a producer, Hit 'em Hard Entertainment, and they produced my first album. And then I kept, you get to that point where in the business, and I was doing a lot of ghostwriting and just, going to the studio, singing hooks, doing songs for people. And it's just, it's a seedy. It got to be pretty seedy to the point where, I decided I'm not going to sell my soul or my body to be in this industry. I'm just not.
Oh God.
Yes, I'm not.
And I hope they didn't ask you. Well, but they probably tried to.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of that going on. It goes on a lot, and everybody knows about it. And some people make it doing it because some people follow through on their promises. You give up a little, we give up a little. And at some point in my career, I decided
there might be a lot of littles.
A whole lot of littles. A whole lot.
Every minute littles.
Right. Just integrity out the window, you can't have any. But I just decided I don't want to work this hard for something I love, not in that capacity. When it started becoming like a job and like I was punching a clock, I was like, you know what? I love it too much to do that because I'll go and perform for free. That's how much I loved it. I don't do that anymore, but that's how much I loved it.
Don't mess with your coin now.
Right. Don't mess with
me to come out. You're gonna pay me.
Right. I put in too many tears, blood, sweat, and tears in this industry. So when you purchase a product from me, you get one hell of a product. Excuse my French. But
no, it's okay. But so when you were doing your singing, where did that come from? Did it come from your family, or you just started singing at
oh my
church?
goodness,
Or
I come from a very talented family, from anywhere writers to singers, actors, professional people, of course. And my mom and dad, they won't ever admit it, but you know how you just sing around the house and you just, you play and all that. My dad had the most beautiful baritone voice that I've ever heard in my life. But he never cultivated it. He didn't think he could sing that well.
oh,
And then my mom too had a really nice raspy voice, but she never believed it was good enough. And I suppose that's where I got mine from. And then I have cousins and people in my family who can sing their face off, right? So I wish I could just hold a candle to them some days. But and my sister, she's an amazing artist, graphic artist, and she was a great dancer back in her day, like just an amazing dancer. So I come from an artsy family, and both of my parents can draw. My brother was a professional athlete, but he's a creative genius. Like he gives me a lot of my ideas, and he used to play for Dallas Cowboys, as a matter of fact.
wow.
So I come from a family who they love doing stuff, right? Creative and just being their best selves. I guess that's all I can say.
So when you were singing, who did you want to perform with that you didn't get to, the opportunity to do that?
Oh my goodness, I would have loved to. I'm gonna date myself, but Luther before he died, of course. I would love to sing with Patty or Whitney before she died, just even a backup. Like I've met them, I've been in the background, I've been in the atmosphere, but never just really got to share the stage vocally. And I would love to do that with Patty. And then like even nowadays, I would love to get on the stage with, who should I say, Dave Hollister. Like he's my favorite. He's an amazing vocalist, and I would love to get on the stage with him. But other than that, I think a lot of the music nowadays is so commercialized. I want to get back to the basics of music with musicians and full bands, and that's what I came up with, and we don't have a lot of that anymore, of course.
Like Earth, Wind and Fire and how
Gap Man, Earth, Wind and Fire, all of those, the Commodores. I'm really dating myself now. But we grew up in a household with some good music. That's all I can say. So yeah, and I've met many, many, many stars. I've met Stevie, I've met Elton, I've met being in Atlanta.
And how was Stevie Wonder?
He was very personable, very friendly.
He was friendly?
Very friendly. But in the environment we were in a it was like a restaurant club, and they closed it down. And then he just took over. And so it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. But he was very friendly. And if you want to come up and sing, you can come up and sing with them and that type of thing. And I didn't get a chance to. I was a little inebriated, but it's just as you can see, I'm very transparent. But it was an amazing experience, and just meeting and talking with him was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Did you meet Charlie Wilson? And
I have not met Charlie. No, I never met Charlie. No, and I've been to so many of his concerts. I've worked with his background singers. Some of his former background singers. I've worked with them. But as far as meeting him, no, I haven't gotten a chance yet. But there's still some opportunity to do that, because he's still a phenomenal entertainer at his age. And I look at him and I just shake my head. I said, okay, Uncle Charlie, you better come on, show these young boys what to do. You better show these young cats what to do.
So people that are in that industry were singing and stuff, what kind of advice would you give somebody if they're in that industry? Yeah, yes, you did it and you did that, but what kind of advice would you give some of these younger people? Because some of them don't understand the industry too well.
Well, what they see is the final product. So they don't understand what happens behind the scenes from beginning to end. And a lot of these artists that come out, they've been at it for years. They've been working and honing their gift. And so it wasn't just overnight that things happen. And so what I want them to know is you can't just jump into it and be a Beyonce the next day. She's been singing since she was 5, 6, 7, 8, you know? And so it took all that time to really cultivate her craft and to really become the person that she is today.
Mhm.
So what I would tell them is you have to put in the work. You can't just get up and be famous. And I know social media has given it a skewed mark
Mhm.
because anybody can get on there and create fans and get fans and become social media famous. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's about honing your craft and doing what you know you can do and doing it the right way and having a good team behind you. Now, I'm not putting down the social media whole
Mhm.
movement because it's doing very good for our young people, right? They're becoming millionaires, they're getting really famous, but they don't understand that they don't have the education behind it or
Mm.
understand how to handle that instant fame and how do I keep it? Because it's getting old now. You have millions of people doing the same thing. So now it's saturated. So now what? What is the next step? Whereas when you're homegrown and you've been changing your movement at every step, you know, every time it's the time to change or time to adapt,
Mhm.
they've adapted, changed a little bit, and moved on. Well, you know, when you're on this social media hype, what happens when technology goes away? What do? Not
Mm.
that it is, but it could. There's a
It's
lot of
true.
things going on in the world today that you can't depend on, right? And nothing is forever.
Well,
And
look at Rihanna. She was doing it for a long time too.
she
And then
was, and then she reinvented herself. She's a billionaire now, but not because of her music. It's because of the other businesses. It's because of the other things that she decided to do and invest in. And that's what I'm saying about the education. You got to understand where to put your money. It's not about the big house, the fancy cars. All that's
mhm.
great. It's not
The
about
entourage.
yeah, your entourage. It's not about all that. You paying for 30 people all the time. I mean, ask MC Hammer. He learned first. You know what I'm saying? He taught us that that's not what you should do. You know, you'll become broke really quickly if you're
Because
doing
your party, you're paying for 100 people going in, out. You know, you're that, and the things aren't cheap. But it's like they put the money up more because if you know your entertainer coming in,
it.
wherever you're
Mhm.
going to, they're putting that money up on the
Yes, they
bottles.
are. And then if your albums aren't still selling like they were before, if you don't have
Mm.
that coming in and you're steady putting out, at some point in time you get to zero. And then what do? So, and you know,
That's what happened to Tony Braxton, and you know
right.
that was a big lesson.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And I think her story, you know, it's just a little bit different,
Hmm.
but I will say this. Bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke.
Okay.
Look at Donald Trump. I hate to say his name
Mm.
here, but you know what I'm saying? Bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke. I mean, I'm not even him. Look at every successful, wealthy person. Most of them, I'd say a good amount of them have been bankrupt before because
Okay.
they know the system, but they educate themselves. They understand how it works. And if we understand how it works as entertainers and we understand the game, as they say, and
Hmm.
we play it the right way, and then invent a new portion of the game that works for us and others can follow, that's when you're winning. That's when you become a pioneer. That's when you're sustainable.
Hmm. And you got to work your craft.
Yes.
So, from the music industry, then you went into the film industry,
Right.
which is
Well,
still an entertainment.
yes, I can't get away from
You
entertainment.
can't get no.
Mm-mm. I cannot get away from it. I never want to, as a matter of fact. But I went into theater first. Theater, I have a theater background as well. I love theater.
Wow.
That's my first love. I love musicals, i.e., the singing, of course. And so once I penned my first album and put it out, and it sold pretty good, and I sold a lot out of my trunk, like Master P, following his plan, his program. And then I said, well, what else would I want to do? And I was like, it's just storytelling. Writing a song is storytelling. And I love theater. I was like, you know what? I want to write a play.
So, what theaters, plays did you work in? Did you do?
Um,
Was there any known ones or
no, just local, just
just
local.
local? Okay.
Yeah, just local. And that was all through my high school, college years. And then when I got here and I started singing, and I was singing back home and everything too, events and stuff like that. After I wrote that first album, I said, okay, now what? And I said, I want to do plays. Well, I auditioned for TD Jakes' play. I remember this vividly. I auditioned for his a musical. I think it was The Woman Thou Art Loose. And I didn't make it. Well, I made it to the second round.
Oh, okay.
And then I didn't get chosen. I was so upset
Oh
because
God.
I heard the girls who sang or what have you, and I was like, I know I sang better than them.
Listen,
You know how we get, right? I know I sang
well,
better than them. I don't know what
maybe someone did some other stuff to get in. A
it
little,
happens. It
some
happens.
littles, a little
Look,
of this.
DBoss, it happens in gospel just as much as it happens in secular.
The Lord, I tell you, you can't disregard them because they do the same
Ooh,
thing.
hallelujah. But when I didn't make it, I said, you know what? And this is the type of person I've always been. If I don't know how to do it, I figure it out. And I said, well, I didn't make it, and I was upset. I said, why don't I just write my own play? Then I birthed a play called The Mistress Club. Phenomenal play. It did so very well. And I wanted to take it on tour, but things happened and I couldn't take it on tour. We ran it, had a great run. And
so how did you come up with that name, The Mistress Club?
Well, that's a long story.
Well, we want to hear it.
I know you do. How much time do we have, D-Boss? So long story short, and this is how Ron and I, my cousin Ron, our relationship got closer because he was in the industry. He's a producer in the music industry for a long time, audio tech. And so when I wrote the play and I wanted to do it, he turned me on to a young lady and I helped with her play to learn the ropes. I had to learn it. I didn't know what I was doing. And I learned a lot of what not to do, which was very helpful. It was very, very helpful. And so when I came back, because it was touring, and I came back and I said, you know what? I know what to do. I know how to make it successful. Contacted him. He says, of course, I'll come help you. We put it up and it was an amazing, amazing show. And pretty much what it was about is a young lady who was so beautiful, but she was abused as a child, put in foster care where she was abused, but she learned her beauty could get her anything. And so she used that all throughout school. She, was the mistress, even in high school, of her teacher. That's all she knew, right? Because that's all she had been through. And then through college, same thing, professor. She used her beauty. She was their mistress. And then once she got out of college, she was a mistress for a high-profile mobster, right? And when he got caught, she had to turn state's evidence. And so they put her in protective, witness protection. That's where the story pretty much begins.
Okay.
While she's in witness protection, she meets the love of her life. He too was high powered and married, but he was in a horrible marriage. Like it was ending anyway. He got divorced. They got together, got married. Like this is her soulmate. So in her mind, because women, we're thinkers and we try to fix everything. She goes, I have ruined many marriages in my lifetime. I don't want the same thing to happen to me. So I'm going to create a club called the Mistress Club. But instead of setting them up with married men, I'm going to secretly set them up with single men. Kind of like a repentance, giving back, saving marriages now, not breaking them up. But in that, of course, your past always follows you. And then, the twists and turns of having a club like that, where some of the women are like, nah, I need a married man, if they find out, trying to keep that secret from them. So it's just twists and turns and things happen. And she realizes that, when you have a lie, it always comes up to the surface, even if it's not hers. So very entertaining, some great original music. I mean, really great original music. And people kept telling me, put this music out, make it an album. And I never did. And this is the 10-year anniversary. And I said, in 2022, I'm going to do exactly that.
You mean the album? You're going to put the music that's from the music from the
soundtrack from the music, the soundtrack from the play. And then I'm going to do the play again too and rejuvenate it. And so after that play, I fell in love with it, with just directing, writing. And then I was hired to direct so many different plays. Like I was doing more of that. I couldn't get back to my own. And then one day I said, this musical is in me. I got to do this musical because I'm about music and I love, Sound of Music, The Wiz, all of the wonderful the musicals over the time. I can't even, King and I, just all of it. And so I wrote Angels in Training. And ooh, that almost killed me. But Angels
Well,
in
Tyler
Training
Perry did a lot of those musicals too.
plays, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and, stuff. And yeah, of course he has the he cornered the market here in Atlanta, but he found a niche that people of our just well our people, all people actually, that was missing, and he filled it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumped right in there at the right time, thanks to Arthur Primus, who believed in him. At the right time, put the money behind it, and now he's who he is today.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing business acumen.
But a lot of people didn't like it because he was talking about, the churches and what you do. But that's what people do when they're.
I mean, that's real life. You know
It's
what I
real.
mean?
Yeah, it's not
It's real
lying. The
life.
churches are getting mad at him, but he said, you
Right.
know what? That's what people do. People be on church on Sunday and be doing other things in the week.
Right. That's what they always do. And they're still doing it.
And
Come on now.
it's not like it's hidden.
It's not.
He just publicized it, you know.
Right.
So
Well, he just
people
told the
didn't.
story.
Pastors got mad, but you know what?
But they were sitting front row watching the play. I'm just saying, it's time out for all the
And they'll be
hypocrites.
the front row of yours
In
too.
in the front row with his mistress. Don't play with me. Don't play with
And they'll
me.
they're gonna be in the front row with yours too.
Look,
Oh.
hello, look.
These people are so hypocritical.
They are. They are. Let me tell you, I was so like in the church, especially when I came here, and
Mm-hmm.
I visited so many different ones, and then I started working in the church and singing and all that, and I found out so many disheartening things that I came out.
Mm-hmm.
And now I say I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person, because religion is what kills people.
Yes.
And I hold no man on a pedestal above God. No
No.
man. No man. So, and that's our problem. All of a sudden we want to put a man up there on that pedestal instead of keeping the most high on the pedestal,
Yes.
But I digress, because I'll get on there and we won't get off. I'm just saying. Look, I have many stories.
It's true what you're saying. A lot of people be doing, and I had mentioned just in another show or something I did. I said the pastors have a lot of powers.
They do.
And these women sometimes fall prey to that. They ain't gonna be praying me with that. They ain't coming to my house. So
right. I don't need you to lay hands on me.
For what do you need to come to my house for? I can see you at church.
Because he need to lay hands on you. You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble.
This is Real Life Matters, people. And if you ain't ready for it, turn the dial.
I know, right? I know, but you're right. It's like, you don't need to come to my house. I don't need to see.
I don't need to cook no big dinner for you and all that, and dropping off cake and
no.
Come on, what's wrong? What's that all about?
You got a wife for that. What do I need to do that for? And I'm not trying to get with you, but okay, true story. So, like, I never put them on a pedestal. And if you're the pastor and I can't walk up and say good sermon, pastor, without your armor bearers jumping in front of me, then that church definitely is not the church for me.
Sometimes it's just too much with that.
It's way too much. You a man. You're not even Michael Jackson. Come on now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So,
you're speaking the gospel truth today. No, but this is what my viewers, they watch my shows, because this is what it is. You're talking, you're not talking hiding up and hiding up people.
That real talk. So I was doing an event, and I was talking to the person who was holding the event, and the speaker was a phenomenal guy, and he was a pastor. And I mean, just an amazing speaker. He could move mountains for real. And we're now really good friends. So at the time, me and another lady, we were standing there talking about him. I was like, yeah, he can speak well, but he easy on the eyes too. Good God, he's fine. And so the person who was running the event was like, oh my God, what are you talking about? He's a pastor. I never even look at him like that because he's a pastor. I was like, he's a man. First. What are you talking about? And then she was like, and you're married. I was like, I'm married. I'm not trying to jump his bones, but he's fine.
If he look good, he look good.
He look good. I was like, my husband window shop, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, he see a beautiful woman, he's going to say, dang, she is fine. So, I mean, it's okay. And I'm like, he fine as all get out. And the fact that he can move mountains is even better. It's like icing on the cake. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you talk like that about a pastor. And I was like, this is the problem. You're so heavenly bound, you're no earthly good. It's like, that's why you don't have no
It's so
man right
heavily bound,
now.
don't because
I'm serious. And I'm like, that's why you don't
it's
have a
true.
man.
But a lot of women go looking for these pastors too. They be running them down and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I said, wow,
Well,
that's too much stress.
What is that about? That's about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want somebody
and they want to be the first lady, and they want to sit up in the pulpit doing what? Everybody's gonna be watching it.
Right, watching you, everything you do. You can't blow your nose without them saying, ooh.
Somebody,
ooh.
It?
She blew her nose and then washed her hands. Ooh.
Oh, her wig
is
flew off.
Right.
Oh, she got a new weave today. That must be what the offering we gave.
Right, that's the building fund. That's got to be a $2,000 weave, girl.
It's true. No, but people don't want to say, people don't want to say that, and they're all running, giving the pastors and them all their money, and they don't even have nothing to live in, and they're looking like a haggard out. No.
Yes. I mean, what is that about? It's just, life is too short, first of all. It's too short to go through all of that. It's too short. I won't say what I never will be or never will do.
Mm-hmm.
But first lady is not a position that I've ever wanted. Right? So I don't. Now I would be a fly first lady. I would be fly. But I would be very involved in the church too. And you know what I'm saying? They would know me better than they knew him. You know what I mean? Because I would get down with the people. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what they said Jesus did. He was with the people. So that's what we're supposed to do, is get with the people. And I am a people person. I love people.
But you're doing your ministry outside. And what you're doing, you are impacting people because you're writing, you're producing, you're doing all kinds of stuff, so you are already impacting. We're working with the people.
Yes, I will agree. That's exactly. And this is the way I love it, because it's on my terms. Mm-hmm. And I live in a glass house, so I don't judge you. I don't judge you, because the first stone you throw at mine is going to break the whole house.
Crash.
It's going to come crashing down. So, I mean, and I've always been like that. I've been unapologetically me. And I believe in unconditional love. I meet you where you are and accept you where you are. You know what I mean? And so that's why I always call myself a director, an actor's director when I'm directing, because when you leave me, you're going to get something more than just a reel. You're going to learn something new, even if it's just one thing. You've learned something new. You've learned a different way to do something, more about the business. If you want to learn how to direct, produce, whatever, I got you. I'm going to teach you that. So it's a family-oriented situation. I want to make sure that everybody gets what they need out of the project. And that's from the actors, the staff, my crew, to the audience that views whatever it is that I'm producing or whatever it is I'm directing. And that's my goal, my purpose. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you working on now? Because I know you're so busy.
Yeah, right now, well, actually, I took some time off this year because I had surgery at the beginning of the year. I almost died.
Oh,
I had a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot.
What?
Yeah, I had 7, as a matter of fact. So technically, I died, and now I'm back. So I was like, okay, there's a new purpose for me.
Rebirth.
I'm supposed to be here, right? Rebirth. So that came with a big chop of my hair and just repositioning, letting old relationships go that I should have let go a long time ago, and just rejuvenating myself. I have
all that gardening.
Yes. No, I am not a dirt girl.
You take out those weeds, those bad weeds. Those bad weeds and people that you don't need out of the and throw them out.
Yes, in that aspect, you are absolutely correct. One of my other loves is Toastmasters. It's the speaking organization that teaches
a lot of people are into that.
Yeah, and I love it, and I've achieved distinguished Toastmaster, the highest, level, and I just love it. And so I do speaking series in that, and one of them was the Bright Light series after I had died and came back and all that. Okay. And so it was just about talking about your root, nourishing your root, to help it grow, and then divorcing those things that are not nourishing your root, and then choosing your right path. And so when you said that gardening, you're absolutely right, because weeding and divorcing, same thing. Get rid of that that's not nourishing you and helping you to grow and moving you to that next level. And I had to do that, and now my creative juices are flowing again. I've partnered with some amazing, phenomenal filmmakers.
Wow.
And then we're working on a new partnership with the United Filmmakers, who are doing wonderful things. I'm going to connect you with them as well. And then our group is called the Omniverse Entertainment, and we're all about collaborating, educating, inspiring filmmakers and actors and people just in general through how we work and then our stories. So that's what I'm working on currently, and I have a movie that's being optioned in LA, and so I'm excited about that. It's been,
So you know the name of it, or we can't say the name yet?
I really shouldn't say the name. That's for the next interview. When I come back and talk to you, I'll be able to lay it on the line. So, but it's
going to be in LA. It's going to be the movie's coming out in LA.
It's going to have a theatrical release all over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, and I'm really, really excited about that, of course. And I'm just working on me, being a better me and my family. I'm a grandma. I am not a grandmother. I do not do granny. I'm too young and too cute for that. Grandma, but I have 3 amazing grandchildren, and twins and a 6-year-old, 2-year-old twins and a 6-year-old. And then actually it's 4. My husband's son has it's actually 6, has 2. KJ is 7, I think, and then the other one I think is like 15. Yeah, I can't remember all these ages. Now I understand what my mom meant when she's like, you know who I'm talking about. Just y'all come on over here.
It's funny how people will know exactly who it is. You
yes, all you do is you. And they be like, oh, okay, yeah, you. But it's just.
Now that's telepathy.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you know how your parents used to say, or your grandparents used to say, keep living. You'll understand. When you get older, you'll understand. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just sometimes have to go back to my mom and say, Mom, you was right. I'm sorry. I didn't know you knew. I should have listened. I should have listened. And quite often I say, Mom, I don't want to be an adult no more. Can I come back home? Can I just come lay on your couch?
They're going to say, no, you can't. You cannot.
Now, actually, my mom said, baby, anytime you want to, you come on back home. So,
okay.
So that means I did right by her. Look, I did right by her. I didn't give her too much hell.
You might want to go home for a couple of days, and after everything started breaking out, you gotta leave.
Right. It was like, okay, all right, your time is up. You gotta go. You gotta go. But I'm just trying to be a better person, And this year and last year taught the whole country that some changes need to be made, and sometimes you got to sit people down before they really get it and understand. So. Just maneuvering through, learning as much.
So how do you plan your budgets for your film? Are you always on budget or over? Because some people they may over.
Come on now. I started the line and say, of course.
Oh yes, we're right to the tip.
What do you mean? I never go over budget. What? Girl, let me tell you, it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul for real. Because there's always something else or something comes out of the blue. And so, of course, we do a budget with the unknown in mind. And our goal always to come under budget. But time is money, and actors don't understand that. They just don't. They don't. So planning a budget, basically, I work with my production manager, who's a phenomenal person, Deonde. And we work together, of course. We have somebody a lot of times do location scouting, and I like to go myself when I'm doing my films. So we'll go look at the locations. We budget out what we want to pay for the actors. And if we're using A-list actors or B-list or notable or SAG, we have to look at the pay rate, and then work with agents and get all that done. And then, of course, the staff. I pretty much know what my DP and my audio tech and my PAs, what we're going to pay for them. So it's just about gathering all of that, laying it out, and then adding about 25% fluff onto that. And then just letting people know whenever you're planning out a film, you plan a film with the end in mind. You think about where you want that film to go first. That's first, because you just don't want to create a product to say you created it and have it sitting there. No one's ever going to see it. So we are in line, which is one of the partnerships that we're working on with Filmmakers United, a distribution. And I used to work also for Maverick, one of the top independent movie film distributors in the US. Shout out to Doug. He's an amazing guy. So link up with somebody in a distribution arena. Find them. Contact me. I'll help you get there. I'll connect you with somebody.
You're opening up a big door there, because people
I know, right? Give me up, but I don't mind, because you know what? I don't mind, because I position myself, and I always say I'm a vehicle to help people get to where they need to go. So I do it all the time. Anybody that knows me is like, yeah, she does, almost to a fault sometimes, but it's okay. It's my purpose in life, and that's what I will continue to do. But I have positioned myself where I know these distributors, and I know them, and I understand how distribution works, so I can help them. What type of genre do you have? Okay, well, these distributors want drama, or they want horror. Horror is always great. I don't particularly like horror, but
I don't like horror too.
I'm so scared. Yeah, I just watched the Forever Purge. I just watched the Forever Purge, and I was like this the whole time. I was, but
I like the movies from the 18th century and those kind of looks.
Yeah. Oh, you do. You like a period piece? Good. Yeah, I like the Harlem Renaissance. One of my girlfriends, she loves the Harlem Renaissance. She's an author, as a matter of fact. She's an amazing author.
Bridgerton, I watched. I like those.
I loved Bridgerton. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Some of those hairdos, though. The black ones.
Right. Look now.
I will not be wearing that white outfit. That hair.
He could be a Halloween.
Black people's hair, they're too good.
Let me tell you,
especially that the queen there
with that. Oh my God! First of all,
I thought she was a poodle.
And I broke out into a sweat every time I saw them.
She is not wearing that hairdo.
Oh my God! And I said, Lord, thank God for Spanx. I was like, look, thank God for Spanx, because I could not do a corset like that. Ooh, no. But that's another thing. You need to know what they're looking for. Are they looking for a period piece? You know what I'm saying? Because that may change the trajectory of your thinking of what movie you want to do. So a lot of times it's good to start at the end and then work backwards so that you have a sound plan.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Well, are there any people that you want to shout out that's been assisting you, helping you, or maybe people you want to reach out to?
Look, I didn't write a list, but first let me thank Ron for connecting me with you. You are such a wonderful person, wonderful being.
Thank you.
I've been on your page, but I didn't subscribe yet. I'm gonna go subscribe. I'm gonna like all of your stuff, because those likes matter.
Yes, they do. People don't realize it.
Matter. Yes. But shout out Ron, thank you so much. I definitely want to shout out my sister, because she's a master graphic designer, and even the director from Hamilton liked her stuff. Like she's phenomenal. She does all of my graphic art stuff, props. She's a props master.
What?
Yes, her Mo Designs, at Mo Designs is her Instagram. Hit her up if y'all need props for plays, for movies, whatever. She sews, she can build, wood shop. She does it all. She's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. I'm gonna have her come on too, so she can show you some.
Yeah, she can show us some of the stuff she does.
Awesome. I also want to shout out, of course, my daughter. She has an amazing business. Serenity. Oh my God, she's gonna kill me because I can't remember the name of her business. Don't kill me, boo. I'm so sorry. Serenity, something in massage, but she has a storefront in Druid Hills. So look, she's gonna be on the show at some point in time too. But she's phenomenal. She's getting her PhD now, so I'm so excited for her in chiropractic. I want to thank, just shout out Deonde. She's a master marketer. So she's also everything to me, my right-hand girl. Shonda, who's the author. She's a phenomenal writer. And like she doesn't know, even though I tell her, she doesn't believe it. You inspire me with your how you write. I've done a lot of the stuff I did because of what you've done. And it inspired me so much. And I just thank God because I'm connected with so many amazing, wonderful people. And my guys, Omniverse Entertainment, Lonnie and Deshaun, thank you guys for holding me down always. We're doing some amazing things in the business. I'm ready to roll. It's so many people I could thank. I just thank everybody who I ever worked with. No, really, I thank you. I thank you for having this platform and allowing us to come on and break bread and just talk and have a good time. You're amazing.
That's what it is, to break bread and show people what you do, because some people don't see you and see what you do. Yes. You know, and what all the things you do. And look, I didn't even know you sang, you know, so geez, that was a good one, people.
You know, you got do you have 2 seconds? Let me grab this album. 2 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll put a little commercial in too.
Rhythm.
Blessed love from Barbados, or as we so beautifully like to say here on the island, what going on, lovely people? I'm Bugging Kente, the spirit of the people. I'd like to welcome you to the Rhythm Caribbean Top 10 Countdown, bringing you some of the hottest artists, songs, and videos from across the entire Caribbean. So stay tuned.
Rhythm.
Welcome to Real Life Matters. I'm your host, DBoss. Real Life Matters is a power-packed, inspired program that brings you real people with real matters. If you are a company, brand, or artist, we will take you to the next level. Watch Real Life Matters Monday to Friday right here.
Today we're going to be making an instant pot soup. Very yummy, yummy, delicious soup. So this is our barley now. We've washed it before adding it to our pot. And this is all our seasonings, the onions, celery, scallion, pepper. You give it a bit of stir. Now that's smelling so good, man.
Let me wine on you, girl. Let me wine on you. Let me wine on you. Yeah, I'm catching fever, a fever, running on you. Don't wear your body and coiling, girl. I'm not toying with you. I'm not believer, receiver, taking from you. Here's what I wanna do, girl. Let me wine on you. Let me wine on you. Girl, let me wine on you. Push back and let me wine on you.
Looking for a TV show that brings you a raw, uncut, unbiased opinion? What about a show providing a platform to tell us about your business or talent? Tune in to Talk It Out, Monday through Friday, hosted by Chill of Come Clean Empire and his co-host, DBoss, where we bring you not just a TV show, but a TV experience.
All right, I'm back.
You're back.
I had to go.
You from digging in them boxes or something?
I had to go dig in the box, but this is the album.
Wow. That's so nice.
Thank you.
So is it still for sale or not really?
It is. It's still for sale. You can download it off my website, and that's simplytiffanysoul.com.
Okay.
And I also have my EP.
Woo!
That I did.
There, girl.
Yes. the essence of love, all about love. But yes, I love it, love it, love it. And that's the back. I really like the back of this one.
Wow, I like that shirt. That top.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Bringing out the sexiness, girl.
So your social media, so they can go on, they can follow you where?
By all means, Instagram is simply Tiff Tiff or at Tiff simply Tiff Tiff. On everything else, Facebook, Twitter, IG. Facebook, Twitter, and I think TikTok. It's simply Tiffany Soul or Tiffany Roberts. You can find me Tiffany Roberts as well. Or you can go to my website, simplytiffanysoul.com, and sign up, be a member, so you can get what the latest and greatest is going on. My website is getting ready to go through a full restructure.
Wow.
So it can show everything that I'm doing and everything that I've done, but I didn't want to take it down because I still get so many hits on there.
Mm-hmm.
So just, you just
keep it. You keep it. You can just redirect it. If somebody goes there, they can still get to your new one.
Exactly.
Well, I do, Tiffany, want to thank you today for coming on, and you got to come back. I want to know what the movie when it comes out there,
and
come back and talk about that one.
Yes, of course.
All righty then. So, anyways, I do want to thank the viewers tonight for watching. I hope you enjoyed Tiffany just as much as I did. I tell you, there were so many layers to unfold here. We got it unfolded. And if somebody didn't like the conversation, some of the things, well, that's just too bad.
I love you.
That's just too bad. This is Real Life Matters, and you're going to hear the real truth and the real talk and all that together.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And everybody, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.